Rose, Zary, and the Mysterious Letter by Darling James Miramey.
Chapter 14. Times Square Pizza. Whiskerton, still seething from his failed attempt to alter the American flag's design, set his sights on a new target: pizza. He'd always believed that French cuisine was superior to all others, and now he was determined to prove it by transforming pizza into a distinctively French dish. Rose and Sarah, enjoying a lazy Sunday afternoon, stumbled upon Whiskerton's plan whilst browsing through social media. A post from a popular food blogger caught their attention. Breaking news. FRANCIS trying to convince the world that pizza is in fact a French dish. French pizza. A flat, crispy, croissant-like bread topped with crème fraîche, ham, caramelized onions, and exquisite French cheese. Rose turned to Sarah. Can you believe it? Pizza isn't French. It's Italian, through and through. Sarah nodded in agreement. I know, right? I mean, who tries to steal someone else's culinary heritage? Rose began to recount the rich history of pizza, a story she'd heard countless times from her beloved neighbour, Grandpa Giuseppe. The elderly Italian gentleman, who lived just next door, would often share tales while treating Rose's family to his famous pizza. You see, Sarah, Rose started, Grandpa Giuseppe always told me that pizza originated in Naples, Italy, where he grew up. He'd say, Rose, mia cara, the real pizza, the one that'll make your taste buds dance, is the Napolitana. Rose's voice took on a storytelling tone, transporting Sarah to the sun-kissed streets of Naples. It all began in 1889, Rose continued, when Queen Margherita of Savoy visited Naples. A local chef, Raffaele Esposito, wanted to impress the Queen with a dish that would resemble the Italian flag. He created a pizza with ingredients that would later become the hallmark of Neapolitan cuisine: lard, garlic, salt, basil, and Caciocavallo cheese. And of course, that's how the legendary Pizza Margherita was born. Sarah listened, entranced, as Rose's words painted a vivid picture of Italy's rich culinary heritage. The smell of freshly baked pizza crust and the sound of sizzling ingredients seemed to waft through the air, carrying with them the warmth and love of Grandpa Giuseppe's stories. Rose's gaze drifted off, lost in the memories of Grandpa Giuseppe's pizza nights. You know, Sarah, every time Grandpa Giuseppe makes his pizza Napolitana, the whole neighbourhood smells incredible. It's as if the pizza's calling out, Come, gather round and taste the love. Sarah smiled, feeling as though she'd been transported to a homey Italian gathering. I can always smell it, Rose. Your neighbour's pizza must be wonderful. Rose said with pride, It's the best, Sarah. And now, with Whiskerton's red berets trying to claim pizza as French, I feel like we need to set the record straight. Pizza is, and always will be, Italian. Just like Grandpa Giuseppe's delicious Napolitana. Sarah chuckled. Yeah, and let's not forget that the first pizzeria in the United States was Lombardi's, opened by Gennaro Lombardi in 1905 in New York City's Little Italy. How do you know this? Rose asked. I went there with my family, Sarah responded. Determined to set the record straight, Rose and Sarah decided to confront Whiskerton and the boys in red berets at his makeshift French pizza stand in Times Square, the heart of Manhattan. As they approached the stand, boys greeted them with a charming smile. Ah, bonjour, mesdames, said one. Welcome to the birthplace of French pizza, followed the next. Rose stood firm. Guys, pizza is not French. It's Italian. And you can't just steal someone else's culinary heritage. Whiskerton's red beret boys' smiles faltered for a moment before they regained their composure. Ah, but my dear, you're thinking inside the box, or should I say, inside the pizza cardboard container. commented one of them. The debate between Rose, Sarah, and the Redberry boys quickly gained attention from passers-by, who began to gather around the stand. The atmosphere was electric, with some people chanting, "Pizza is Italian!" while others shouted, "Vive la French pizza!" As the standoff continued, a group of pizza enthusiasts from Una Pizza Napoletana, the renowned pizzeria on the Lower East Side, arrived on the scene. They were armed with an assortment of authentic Neapolitan-style pizzas, ready to showcase the true essence of Italian cuisine. "Pizza is, was, and forever will be Italian. You can't just Frenchify it," Rose exclaimed, her voice echoing off the towering digital billboards. The Italian crowd, a chorus of "Yay!" erupting from their midst, added to the fervour. The atmosphere was growing increasingly charged, with the Redberry boys, undaunted, firing back with their own brand of culinary nationalism. "Ah, mais non! French innovation elevates the humble pizza to new heights. Our pizza française is the future," the lead Redberry's boy retorted with conviction. The exchange quickly devolved, with a quick-witted Italian pizza maker, known as Pizzaiolo, interjecting, "Elevates? You mean ruins? What's next? Putting escargot on a beautiful Napoletana?" The lead Redberry's boy snarled back. "At least our toppings don't make the pizza look like a sloppy, saucy mess. Refined. That's what French pizza is." Rose countered, "Sloppy? Saucy? That's the charm." The verbal shots were about to escalate further when another Italian pizzaiolo, tired of the banter, stepped forward. "Enough! Try it first. Complimentary Napoletana on me," Salvatore declared, his hands moving with the precision of a seasoned artist. In a swift, decisive motion, he tossed a perfectly crafted Neapolitan pizza slice directly at the lead Redberry's boy's face. The pizza slice hit its mark, leaving a brief, saucy imprint on the Redberry boy's cheek before he could react. The crowd gasped, and for a moment there was stunned silence. Then chaos erupted. "Mon Dieu! That's it! Croissant pizza à l'attaque!" the Redberry's boy bellowed, wiping the sauce from his cheek. In an instant, flaky, buttery croissant pizza slices, filled with ham, cheese, and a hint of French flair, began flying towards the Italian lines. The Italians, not to be outdone, retaliated with rapid-fire Neapolitan slices, Roman-style thin crusts topped with delicate prosciutto and arugula, and Sicilian thick crusts laden with rich anchovies and eggplant. The sky transformed into a blur of cheese, sauce, and dough as the two sides exchanged culinary volleys. Times Square turned into a giant arena. The big screens and billboards began to change. A giant scoreboard appeared, showing the battle, making everyone feel like they were right in the action. A big, glowing imaginary, the streets became a battle zone, divided into two teams. Umbrella covered the area, making everything feel super exciting. A Redberry's boy dodged a flying quattro formaggio, only to be hit by a stealthy mini capricciosa. An Italian pizzaiolo leapt over a barrage of croissant pizzas, landing behind enemy lines to deploy a series of lethal focaccia bites. The battle for culinary supremacy had reached its zenith, rivaling the chaotic fervour of a medieval kitchen or the infamous food fights of the Spanish Tomatina festival. Just as it seemed the war would never end, the skies above grew dark, mirroring the intensity of the conflict below. Without warning, a torrential downpour unleashed its fury upon the combatants. "I'm speechless!" Rose exclaimed, laughing, as the rain soaked through her clothes. "I think the heavens themselves have decided to wash away this madness." The Italian pizzaiolos and the French Redberry boys alike scrambled for cover, abandoning their pizza arsenals as the relentless rain quickly turned the streets into rivers. As suddenly as it began, the rain ceased. The sun broke through the clouds, casting a warm, golden glow over the deserted, pizza-strewn streets. Amidst this tranquil backdrop, a lone figure stood atop a high terrace, overlooking a surprisingly transformed landscape. The neon lights of Times Square twinkled below like a canvas of colourful stars, and a flock of pigeons arrived, ready for the after-party fiesta. Sarah wiped the rain from her forehead, nodded in agreement. Perhaps it was a sign, a reminder that, in the end, pizza brings us together. Rose's smile became wider. You're right. I think we've also learned something else today. Which is? Sarah asked with curiosity. That, Rose began, we need to work on our pizza throwing skills. I mean, who gets hit by a single slice and calls for an all-out pizza war? The group erupted into laughter, the tension and chaos of the day momentarily forgotten in the face of friendship and shared passion for pizza. Only Whiskerton, the mastermind behind the pizza war, gazed out upon the vibrant cityscape, his eyes reflecting the turmoil within. His angular face, once set with determination, now wore the mask of disappointment and anger. The pizza war, his masterpiece, had been washed away, leaving only the bitter taste of defeat and a horde of well-fed pigeons. Whiskerton's hand instinctively delved into his pocket, retrieving the small, coveted stamp that had once symbolized his potential triumph. The stamp, now a reminder of his failed endeavor, seemed hollow, its significance diminished by the storm's unexpected intervention. This is not the end, Whiskerton muttered to himself, barely audible over the hum of the city. He paused, collecting his thoughts. With a swift, decisive motion, he placed the stamp on the side of the B4 envelope, which he had hidden before in a small leather bag. The real fight hasn't even started yet, he whispered, a mischievous grin playing on his lips. Just then, a pigeon flying overhead left him a little souvenir. A splat of white, sticky pigeon poop right on his beret. "Ah!" screamed Whiskerton with disgust. Without another glance at the cityscape, Whiskerton disappeared, leaving behind the remnants of a pizza war and the bustling streets of Times Square. The city, ever pulsing, quickly engulfed the silence he left behind, its energy a stark contrast to the solitude that now accompanied Whiskerton. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm orange glow over the city, Rose and Sarah sat on a bench, watching the stars begin to twinkle above. You know, Sarah, Rose exclaimed, a thoughtful expression on her face, I think today was more than just about pizza. Sarah nodded in agreement. It was about passion, community, and the power of food to bring us together. Rose smiled with conviction. Indeed. And who knows? Maybe next time we'll have a pizza party that'll unite the whole city.